Hey, welcome y'all to the newly discovered Wholesome Kills Show. I'm your host, Jacob Wheeler. Now, what I have here today is gonna be a deck made of only Scarlet and Violet base sets. It's gonna be cheap, viable, and competitive for the TCG format. So I recommend getting it, ordering it online, searching it, trading it, getting whatever you need, and whatever it takes. Because this deck is gonna kill, it's gonna win. I guarantee it. Yes. Now let's get into it. Let's get right into the Pokemon of this deck. Now this is going to be the Kingpin. This is going to be the main one that you want to set up and start threatening your opponents with. It's going to be the Toxicroak. Now it's the main move you want to use is going to be Toxic Ripper. It's a base 120 damage. Does poison the enemy, but it's an improved poison damage. Instead of the 1 damage tick, it does 6. So right off the bat, 180. And if the opposing Pokemon stays in and tries to threaten you, that's going to be 240, and it's going to be your turn next round. By the time of that, he's going to be wondering what he's going to do. But besides that, the Nasty Plot really helps set up the deck for anything else you need to build up on your support board. And that's really that. Really strong card. I feel like it's underrated. Besides that, this is going to be Colgrunts, baseline. Gotta evolve into the main boss. And we're running Ducks in this deck. For Quaxley, it's going to be a Powerhouse that evolves into Quaxwell, which eventually evolves into our main thing that we're looking for here. Now, I haven't played these new series, so bear with me. I'm going to try to butcher this name as least as possible. Kawalo. Anyway, this Pokemon is really good, pretty unique. You want to try to set up at least 2 of them in this game. It says once per turn you can attach a basic energy to one of your Pokemon. If you can get 2 of them, that's going to be an instant setup for your Toxicroak with your basic attach with 2 other attaches with this Pokemon. So that's an instant threat out of nowhere. You can also be attacking with a first turn setup with an item that helps evolve into that instantly. Now, side little tech that I include: Slowpoke, Slowbro. Slowbro only has a base value of 100 HP, but its ability is what you're looking for. Just don't even look at the attack, you could say. Its ability just moves damage counters from one Pokemon to this Pokemon. It allows you to get out of kill zones for certain moves, really. But yes, that's the Pokemon for this deck. Next up is going to be the items, of course, for the deck. Now, as I said previously, there's an item card that's going to help you get this card out a whole lot faster, and that's going to be our friend over here, the Rare Candy. It allows you to skip that middle stage and evolve him immediately right away. Yep, so you got to make sure you got to have 4 of those. And next one is going to be the Pokegear. Instant find for any support, really, so I'd recommend having that in any deck. Honestly, I call it a staple, and a staple means you have to have it in every deck. Speaking of staples, talk about broken Nest Ball. This one just allows you to search for a basic Pokemon and to throw it onto your bench. And basic Pokemon, man, yeah, that's what you need to set up anything for any deck, for any Pokemon deck, really. So yeah, you gotta have this in your deck as well. Now, they did include Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is a great card. I love it. Just discard 2 cards, search for any Pokemon. Helps discard junk cards and helps you set up stuff, but does limit you on some stuff, so you gotta watch out. Now, you are in competitive play, so you're gonna have some options to throw your opponents off, and that's gonna be the Pokemon Catcher for me. It is a little bit of a gamble, but if you pull it off, by golly, you can totally flip a game. You can throw someone off immediately. And you gotta have some switches. So switches, you gotta have one. There's no floating stones anymore. Energy retrieval, just in case you use Ultra Balls or use your support cards that just throw your other cards out immediately, and you just need that energy still. Yeah, you gotta get one of those. And bada bing, bada next is gonna be the supporters. Yes, this is going to be a pretty basic year. We're going to run 4 Professor's Research, pretty standard. I'd recommend having it in every deck, unless you need every card. And that's really specific type of decks out there. Yeah, discard hand, draw 7, love it. Now we are going to be running here for youngsters. Just shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 5, pretty standard, helps you recycle that deck if you don't want to discard the rare candies. Now, of course, we have Pokemon catchers. We need some other stuff to disrupt our opponent, and that's going to be Judge. Each player is going to just, shuffle their hand into the deck, draw 4, pretty standard. If someone's setting up, you could throw them off with that if they have a lot of surplus cards in their hand. Now, final card of the supporter line is going to be Jack, just one of them. If you have more than 2 or 3, it does clutter up, so that's why I only run 1. It's a very situational, but yeah, you can definitely search them out with that 7 card search item. But yes, that's the items. Alrighty, lastly but surely, energies, just run 10. You have a 60 card deck, 1 out of 6 chance to get energy. Sounds good to me. What you're wondering, so how can I improve this incredible deck that I've already been witness? Well, lucky for you, there's options. I recommend a total of 4 different cards to change it up. But yes, the first main one I'd recommend getting is gonna be the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. He adds 2 additional poison on poison check. So on top of that 6 with Toxic Croak, you're gonna get 8. So that's a little bit more damage on your on your checks, and you don't have to worry about anything. It's pretty free. All it has to do is just sit on your bench. You don't have to have it on the active field. So yeah. Now, to follow up with that combination with that Sneasler, you're gonna get EX Pokemon or V Pokemon very, very, very low on their HP. So I recommend running the Panic Mask. The Panic Mask, what it does is you put it on your active Pokemon, and the opposing Pokemon, if they have 40 or less HP, they cannot deal any physical damage. I mean, they have like status moves, that status will work, but the damage would not come through. So with the Panic Mask with the poison checks, it can absolutely disrupt an enemy thought process, completely throwing them off. Now, just to boost up the deck and increase up the pace, I would recommend getting trekking shoes, whatever, based on the spelling of that. Basically, you look at the top card of your deck, and if you want it, you can take it. If you don't want it, you chuck it and you draw the next card. Honestly, pretty ridiculous. Super free. Now lastly, actually I can show you over here. If you go all the way over here, there's going to be one other support card I would recommend, but I would only recommend this if you're going to run the Panic Mask, and that's going to be this card right here, Arvin. So all it does is just search for an item card and a Poke Tool. That's where the Panic Mask comes in. Now, an item card can be anything really. It can be that missing tool to evolve your Quaxly into the maximum evolution in its line. But yes, but that's going to be my recommendations. I hope you enjoyed this video and everything I've gone through, and I hope you've been informed, and I hope you enjoyed it. What I'm showing you right now is just my current collection of Scarlet Violet. Still going through it. This is my big main page that I like. Now, besides that, I hope you loved the video. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I hope you have a great day. Sayonara, y'all.